Good day to all. Good day to all. It's been a few weeks. This is my Wednesday live. Let's talk about it. Let's get over to it. Okay. Um, so let's start with let's light up the situation a little bit. Now, what I want to speak to is first the topic of this video. This is kind of going to be a little bit of a two-part, even though I owe you guys 3 parts, but this is a 2-part. And I was kind of sitting here trying to figure out, I've had some new ideas, new topics, things like that. And when I actually pulled out my tablet to think about writing something, what I had wrote 3 weeks ago was on the tablet. And the reason it was sitting here like that was because 3 weeks ago, I came here, signed on, had all intention of doing my video, and had some kind of technical difficulties. YouTube wasn't allowing me to do my video, my upload, so I wasn't able to do it, and I just left the tablet sitting there. Last week, super busy, a lot of stuff going on, just in regular life stuff, but I'm not here to really get to that part. But it's been a few weeks. But let's get to the topic of this video. Gen X, who taught us lazy? Who taught us lazy? Well, why do I say that? It's because I'm looking at the generation or generations of people that we have now, and I'm just thinking eventually somewhere we drop the ball, Gen X, and what's the we, and passed a lot of this lazy behavior on. I like to big up my generation so much for so many wonderful things that not only that we've done, but really that we lived through, that we didn't have a part in that, but just the time we were born and the amazing stuff that we went through. And then what was being passed down to us from the generations ahead of us that were a lot more biased and stuck in their ways and stubborn in ways. And just because of where we were slotted, I think we were a lot more open to technology and things like that, which is still showing up today in the way, I'm sure generationally, we're a lot more tech savvy than the boomers before us and stuff like that. You know, baby boomers taught us hard work and sheepalism. I might have just made up a word right there. But conforming, being a good employee, a good student, a lot of things, not asking really so many questions, but just being taskful. And I would say in that also, they taught us some hard work as well. And I think we have definitely found ways to ease that and slide into new avenues of revenue and things of that mode. But just overall lazy is just crazy. I've often talked about simple things like making paper airplanes and ramps and, just the things that we did and the things that I was privy to that were just kind of normal behavior. And now it's this homebound or home sheltered. It's a different thing. And it's really not cool. And I just have to think that somewhere along the line, us as parents allowed or passed this on or didn't share, or I don't know what the heck, but I just want to take some responsibility generationally and just say, I don't know where it is, but I feel like we're kind of the one that dropped the ball. We're possibly the last generation of true hardworking folks that just don't expect things to just be given to them. I mean, that's just how I feel about it generationally. I could be wrong. There's always examples to all kinds of sides of things, but I just wanted to make sure I spoke that out. And there's just no explanation for our lazy place in history. The fact that, I mean, the world's just falling apart and devolving. And we play a major part in that. And I just wanted to just say that Gen X, shame on you, shame on us, that we didn't share enough of our essence to put a spark that would defy this BS that we're kind of stuck in. I think we didn't push hard enough for that in a sense. Maybe this was Can't Spank Your Kids. I don't know what part of what law system that did this, but it's done and it's ugly. Okay, that being kind of part one of what I was going to say about 3 weeks ago. And then part two of this is I'm going to give you a little bit about uh, my last few weeks of absence and just what I've been on to. Um, I have not stopped or really slowed down. I just haven't been uploading and posting. Being very guarded with my energy and conservative, or conserving, uh, me for the expression of the best side of me. There's nobody to step in and replace some things that I have to do, so I'm making sure that I'm putting forth 100% of myself to those tasks and those things, and not missing the ball in the moment. In the gardening world, which is basically kind of what I'm speaking to, in the gardening world, uh, especially outdoors, seasonal, organic, the way I use fertilizers and stuff, the time release of them, it's so much about timing and getting into the pocket with that stuff. And I have been busy in July with fertilizing and helping and aiding other gardens and other people with other, it's just been a lot. And I just kind of haven't really gave so much of a damn about what I've been missing as far as that. I care about my content and what I say to myself and the promises I've made to myself about being consistent. But more than consistent is to be present in the moment. And I might have just realized that it's more important that you live a life that's content worthy than making content that's just because, of mediocre or lackluster stuff. Um, I was able to time myself and I have knocked about well, I'm not going to say it's consistently because I don't ride that fast all the time. I'm cruising, I be chilling, but I get my miles in. I'm sure I've entered the 3,000 mile club, bike riding. And before this summer's over, I'm sure I will have made enough miles to pretty much cross the US. I mean, I'm doing it in 7 mile chunks for the most part, but that's wow, that's just a heck of an accomplishment. Um, but I cut down my previous fastest bike ride, or the ride I take in about it's 7 miles. And the fastest I've done it before was 42 minutes. And yes, this morning I registered it at 35 minutes, excuse me. And I mean, just the improvement of that. How much of that is me physically, good timing, the wind, stuff like that, but really modifications I've made to the bike and stuff like that. It's just really riding like a breeze right now, and just getting mine in. And I just wanted to also share that content locker wise. I would guess I'm sharing, and I'm speaking mostly to my gardening stuff right now, but I'm sharing probably under 10% of what I'm actually taking and doing and saving and, documenting and putting into my vault of digital content that I'm creating or that I'm making. I'm gonna. I just kind of realized over the last maybe 3, 4 years how important it is to document. Now, let me take that back because I've been really documenting. I probably have good gardening stuff for about the last decade, 10 years plus. In that process, it's probably been about 4 or 5 different phones, at least four, probably. And I have all of the pictures and videos from all of those phones. I give that thanks to Apple's um, their their architecture that allows me to share and keep up with my stuff so smoothly or move it around as smoothly as I do. But I'm starting to realize of my age and where I am in time and history and what I'm going to be able to do. I'm watching a lot of people older than me, and of course, some that are even younger than me, going through physical ailments and limitations that I'm blessed to not be facing that way. But there's a reality that comes with that and the truth of it. And if I want to continue to make content, it's not going to be off my own back. It's going to be more or less the content that I've created and how I decide to share that, cut it, chop it, and present it in videos. Once I stop doing these live broadcasts and really start putting together formatted and timed out with music and fades and, you know, all that stuff to them. Once I really sit down and get in my editing bag, which I haven't done, I got the hardware together, but I still have to get the know-how. So I got to sit down and actually dedicate time to that. But I think what I'm trying to really get to is understanding the power, understanding the power of a moment and where you are in time and what you have the best capability of getting to and doing now versus getting past it, and then in hindsight going, oh, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, wish I did, you know, whatever. um I'm trying to be future present and understand what is to come and how important documenting of some of this cool stuff that I do that's usually very behind the scenes, as I'm looking at other content stuff that I'm even enjoying looking at, and I'm going, wow, I got content close to that, similar to that, pretty awesome like that. You know, I just need to put my 2 cents on it because a lot of my appeal is my take on stuff and the way I synopsize it and the way I cross reference it and give examples to it and things like that. So when I start adding that part to the visual, I think I'll have something special to work with, but I have to make the visuals. So right now, I'm really on a process of capturing as a lot of content. I'm being very conscious of that. I'm taking my phone stand out with me uh, when I go places so I can set up shop and do what I need to do. I'm learning a lot about lighting and angles and preparation and you name it, how to make my phone not interrupt while I'm doing videos and stuff like that. And a lot of things that I might be able to share and help others with. But in real time, I am filling my content locker up with some dynamite footage. And so anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to talk to that on this uh, in this video. I wanted to make sure that I dropped that and explain why I wasn't here for the last couple few weeks. I'm okay. I'm doing fine. I'm good. For anybody that was really worried about me, thank you. But I think that's it. I'm out of here. I just wanted to speak to that and just say thank you for whoever spends the time to watch all of this. And I hope I bring some value to it. And I'll be nicer shaved up next time you see me. I'm kind of in a, maybe not the next time you see me. I'm kind of in a rough patch right now. This phase of gardening, or at least the gardening that I do, this is kind of where it's the rubber meets the road. It starts getting a little rugged on some other levels. I have to be security, and I have to do a lot of things at this point to protect my investments. And it requires a different mindset at this time of the year. Um, so anyway, uh, take this journey with me. I look forward to kind of going through this, coming through it, getting to the fall, talking about the backside of all of this and how this year worked out, and enjoying the fruits of the labor as well. So anyway, until next time, next Wednesday, I will be here. I'm going to be signing in. I got all plans to do that. But I'm also very blasé about, so what if I don't? But I'll see you guys next week. And with that, this is G over here at Nurturing of Our Humanity. This is my Wednesday Live. Until next week, blessings, people. Blessings.